Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to quickly share with you something that happened to me yesterday. And I wanted to share it because I know that some of you could be going through something painful, maybe going through some type of heartbreak. And I'm hoping that sharing what I experienced yesterday will bring you the same comfort and peace that it brought to me. Okay, so first I have to give a quick backstory, and I already cried for a while before I'm recording this, so hopefully I can get through this without crying. So quick backstory. Back in 2019, I had a very traumatic pregnancy, and I've talked about this in the past on my channel, but I've never really gone into detail because it's just something that's still very touchy. So I don't really like to talk about it in full detail, but yeah, I was pregnant back in 2019. And when I first found out that I was pregnant, I panicked bad because it was so unexpected. And like I said, my initial reaction was panic. But then I started to think about motherhood and think about having the baby and think about all the things that I wanted to do with her, thinking about how she was going to look, thinking about how she was going to sound, thinking about just raising her. I just started to play our future in my mind and started to get excited about being a mother. And I started to even have dreams about her. That's how I knew she was a girl. It was revealed to me in my dream that she was a girl. I could clearly see her face and kept having dreams about her. And it even got to a point where this might sound crazy, but I would look in the mirror and I would see like my face morphing. And it almost looked like, it almost appeared that I was seeing what she was going to look like in the future. I know that sounds so weird. It's so hard to explain. But the point I'm trying to make is that I just was very, very much in love with her, had such a strong emotional tie to her, would talk to her every night before bed. She had shows that she would like, and I knew that it was her who liked the shows because these were shows that I would never watch. But suddenly I just had the urge to watch certain shows, like a certain genre of shows that like I said, I don't watch. But suddenly while I'm pregnant with her, every night I had the urge to watch it. So I'm like, she must like these shows. And then certain foods that I was craving that I couldn't stand personally, but it's like she wanted the foods. I'm like, okay, she must like these foods. It's like we were just very, very strongly bonding. And hold on one second. Sorry, like I said, I'm trying to get through this without crying. I was really looking forward to meeting her, but because of very serious health complications, that just was not possible. So 11/11 is always a hard day for me because it reminds me of the day that I had to say goodbye to her, which was very, very devastating and extremely tragic for me. Probably one of the worst things I've ever experienced, one of the saddest things I've ever experienced. And afterwards, I just fell into a very, very deep depression after that. So every year around this time, I'm always dreading it. I'm always dreading this time of year because, again, it reminds me, specifically 11/11, November 11th reminds me of the day I had to say goodbye to her. So this year, specifically, I was really dreading this day because I really don't have any emotional support this year. Like a lot of my support system that I had in the past years, I don't really speak to them anymore. So I was really just thinking to myself, this year I'm going to be alone. I'm going to have to sit with this grief alone. So I was just not looking forward to that at all. So when November came around, I remember thinking to myself that I need to really, really lean on God this time around. Like I really need to pray through this because I really don't have anyone else. And I've talked about this on my channel too, that I've spent this entire year just really trying to get close to God, like really being disciplined when it comes to building my relationship with God. And I'm just like, God is all I have right now, and I need to just lean on God to help me get through this time. So November 10th came around, which was yesterday, and I really started to feel the weight of it. Like I was just really anxious and anticipating, 11/11 coming around. I could just feel like this heaviness in my chest and this heaviness on my heart. So I decided to turn to the Bible because that's what I've been doing every morning, is getting a psalm that I can meditate on and pray on. And let me just give this disclaimer too before I even move forward. I do not consider myself religious. I don't have a strict religion. I don't consider myself a Christian, really. I get spiritual info from different belief systems. Like I follow Jewish people on TikTok and I learn from them about their faith. I follow Muslims on TikTok. I follow Christians on TikTok. I learn from different religions and different faiths. So I don't want anyone to be confused. Like, wait, don't you read tarot and don't you study astrology? How can you be a Christian? I'm not. I'm just a spiritual person. And everyone just please respect that, because I get comments all the time that start to preach, and just please respect that. I'm just a spiritual person. And every morning, like I said, I've been getting a psalm that I pray on and I meditate on that gets me through my day. So anyway, November the 10th, yesterday, I woke up feeling like this heaviness in my heart. And I decided to go ahead and, do what I do every morning, which is to choose a psalm and to pray on it. And the psalm that I chose was let me pull it up one second, was Psalm 34, which is, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." So I sat and I read that psalm and I prayed on it, and it started to give me a little bit of relief. And so I decided, hey, let me go ahead and post this psalm on Twitter because, maybe someone else woke up this morning brokenhearted as well. And I could share this with them and maybe it can bring them a little bit of comfort the way it brought me. So I posted it onto Twitter and, people started to like it. For those of you who are on Twitter, you post something and people hit the like button on it. And then, anybody who likes your post, it shows up in your notifications. So, I started to see people liking it, and it was one specific account that liked it. And I was like, something about this account is like something intuitively was telling me to click on that account. And so I clicked on it because whenever I get an intuitive feeling, I always follow it. So I clicked on the account, and y'all, I kid you not, the name on the account was the name that I chose for my daughter. I chose her first name and I chose her middle name while I was pregnant. And on this account was literally her first and middle name, and also 1111. That was the name of the account. Her first name, her middle name, 1111. I kid you not. And then I look at the bio of this account, and the bio says, "I look to heaven to fulfill its prophecy. Set me free." 1111. And then the location on the account is Angel Grove. So at this point, I am flabbergasted, right? Because what are the odds? What are the odds of me feeling brokenhearted about this day, right? About the anniversary of this day. And me I just so happened to post a psalm on Twitter, and then they just so happened to like it. And then I click on their account and their name is my daughter's first and middle name. And then 1111. And then there's a quote about heaven in the bio. And then the location is Angel Grove. Like, that is not a coincidence. And so then I scroll down onto the account. I scroll down further to see like what, any posts that they may have on their account. And the first post that I see of theirs is them talking about how they went through something traumatic in 2019 and how they almost didn't make it through it alive, and how now they are still here and they are praising God. 2019, when I had my pregnancy. And so I'm just like, this is not a coincidence. I know for a fact that God was directly speaking to me, through this account, through my intuition leading me to this account. I feel like this was God's way of telling me that my daughter is safe with him and she's happy, and that all I have to do is keep leaning on him for comfort, and that he is going to free me from not only the pain of this situation, but just the pain of everything that I've been through, over these past couple of years. And that all I really need to do, like I said, is to turn to him and to lean on him. Because again, I was dreading this day. I was dreading this time period because I was just like, I don't have any emotional support. I have nobody. And I think that this was God's way of saying that there's no such thing as you having nobody, because I always have him. So I just felt this wave of like unconditional love flow over me when I saw that account. And I just felt so much peace in my heart when I saw it. And today on 11/11, which is the day that I usually feel so heartbroken and so grief-stricken, today I feel okay. I feel very loved. I feel very comforted. And I don't feel that heavy weight in my chest. And I know that that is God. It has to be. It has to be God. Because I don't have, there's no other emotional support around me. I haven't done anything differently except pray and except follow my intuition and see that account that God wanted me to see. You see what I'm saying? So I wanted to give anybody who is experiencing heartbreak, anybody who has like an anniversary coming up that, you're dreading because it reminds you of something horrible that you experienced or some sadness that you experienced, I just want to encourage you to just keep on going, because things are going to get better. When I experienced my pregnancy and I had to say goodbye to my daughter, I thought that I would never be able to climb out of that depression or that level of grief. And then here I am today, and God has helped me to overcome. I mean, I'm always going to love my daughter, always going to miss her, but I don't feel that heavy, depressive grief over me anymore. This is the year that I was able to climb out of depression because of getting closer to God. Sorry. And this day just kind of solidifies that my relationship with God is really just helping me to heal and really helping to bring me peace. So don't give up and just keep on going, because things really can turn around for you. And I feel like I'm living proof of that. When people hear all the things I've experienced in the past couple of years, they're just shocked that I'm even still alive. And I'm shocked as well, honestly. But I'm more shocked at how I'm able to have peaceful days like this. And I know that it's only because of the grace of God and me just putting the time, energy, and effort into getting closer to him. So no matter what your religious background is, or if you're not religious at all and you're just spiritual like me, whatever higher power you believe in, I encourage you to get closer to that higher power. And I know that sometimes that can rub people the wrong way, because there are people who are very pushy with their religions, and they'll try to push their religion onto you, force it onto you. They'll try to shame you into their religion. They'll try to even when you come to them hey, I'm depressed, they'll just say, oh, hey, just pray it off. And it'll come off as very dismissive. But I'm telling you, I'm not coming from a dismissive place at all. And I'm not forcing anything onto anybody, because, again, I don't have a set, strict religion. I'm just a spiritual person. I'm telling you that building this connection with God or with any higher power that you believe in, it can do miraculous things for your life. It can do miraculous things for your life, because it has drastically turned my life around just in the past few months. And again, today just really solidifies it because of the peace and the comfort that I feel. So that's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to share with you guys. I love you. I hope you're all doing well. I appreciate every single one of you that take the time to click on my videos and to leave me comments. People always say, oh, your videos help me so much. But I don't think that y'all realize how much you also help me for giving me a space where I can, express myself. So I love you guys a lot. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.